Have you ever wondered why we cry? For some folks, tears are a daily thing. For others, it's a rare event, maybe happening only once a year, alone behind closed doors. But I'll bet almost everyone has had a good cry at some point. And maybe, you didn't even know exactly why it was happening. Let's break it down. Tears are made by the lacrimal glands, tucked away at the outer part of your upper eye. They're not just water. They're a mix of water, oil, and mucus. When you cry a lot, some of those tears actually drip down into your nose, which is why your nose gets runny when you're sobbing. Sometimes you might not even be able to cry because your tear ducts can get blocked. Age, infections, inflammation, injuries, even tumors or cysts can mess with those tiny ducts and make it hard for tears to get out. Now, there are three main types of tears. First, you've got reflex tears. These are your body's quick response to irritations, like when you're chopping onions or if you stub your toe. Second, there are basal tears. These keep your eyes wet and help wash away dust and debris, whether you're feeling emotional or not. And third, the big one, emotional tears. These show up when you're watching a sad movie, getting your heart broken, or even when you're overwhelmed with happiness. Of all the tears, emotional tears are the most complex because they're tied to your feelings. But sometimes crying isn't something you can control. There's a condition called pathological laughing and crying, or PLC for short. This is when people cry or laugh uncontrollably, even if they don't feel sad or amused. It can happen after strokes or with illnesses like Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis, or Lou Gehrig's disease. Now, here's something fascinating. When a newborn cries, a mother's body actually responds by producing more milk. And studies show women's tears are more likely to flow down their cheeks, while men's are often held back, rarely spilling over the eyelids. Up until age 12, boys and girls cry about the same. But after that, the numbers change dramatically. Women cry about 5 times more than men, on average. Most people say they feel better after a good cry. Women, more than men, tend to cry when they're stressed. But for people with depression, crying doesn't always help. In fact, it might not provide any relief at all because their emotional state stays low. So whether you're a secret sobber or a full-on wailer, crying is something everyone does, sometimes for reasons we can't even explain. And that's just being human.